Hey guys, Miss Timpson here, and I wanted to record the, really the last video of your last chapter for 5th grade math. Crazy, huh? Almost like 60-something videos later. So today we're learning about elapsed time. So elapsed time basically means how much time has passed. So some problems you might see might be like, for instance, Billy went home and worked on his homework for an hour and a half. He finished his homework at 5 o'clock. What time did he start his homework? So you would count backwards in time. You would see how much time had passed, okay? Someone might say, Susie got home at 4:36 and she spent 2 hours and 10 minutes working on a project. What time did she finish? And you would calculate up what time did they finish. Okay. During this chapter, we will also convert time. And so time is actually one of the easier portions that we have in 5th grade in this chapter, just because we're very familiar with time. So we're going to scroll down. This little section here, you are pretty well familiar with. If you're not, we need to get you well familiar with. But there are 60 seconds in 1 minute. There is 60 minutes in 1 hour. There are 24 hours in 1 day. There are 7 days in 1 week. One of the newer things for you might be that there's 52 weeks in 1 year. There's 12 months in 1 year. And we consider 365 days in 1 year. We're not going to get in specifics of leap year and whatnot, but we're going to use the calculation 365. Okay, so this is a chart you can refer to that you can use. That's on 623. Okay, so we're going to scroll down a little bit, and there's different types of problems that they're going to give us, but we're going to look at the conversion section first. On number 1, they have 540 minutes equals blank hours. So we know that there are 60 minutes in an hour, right? And we are going from small to big. So remember, small to big, you are dividing, okay? You're dividing 540 by 60 to find your answer, okay? So you might ask yourself the question, how many times does 6 go into 54? This is a strategy to help you. 6 goes into 54. It goes 9 times to 54. 9 times. 9 times 6 is 54. So I'm putting a 9 right here. And I'm keeping that 0 because that means 60 goes into 540 9 times. And if you need to double check that, you would do 60 times 9 out on the side to find your answer. On number 2, you're going from days to hours. So you're going from a bigger unit to a smaller unit because days are bigger than hours. So big to small means you're multiplying. You're going to multiply 8 times something. How many hours are in a day? 24. So that's what you're multiplying. 8 times 4 is 32. 8 times 2 is 16, plus 3 is 19. So 192. On number 3, do not let the setup complicate things for you. They're converting hours to days, and you're going to have some leftover hours here. So how many hours are in a day? 24. We're going from small to big. That means long division. That means that 110 is going to be divided by 24. 24 goes into 110. I'm guessing probably 4 times because I know like 25 times 4 is 100. So then that means that 24 times 4 is 96. But I'm going to double check that over here. And it is 96. So I'm thinking that's as high as I can go. So I'm going to write 4 times 96. Then you're subtracting. Let me get this out of the way for you. Okay. 110 minus 96. We need to borrow, make that a 0, make that a 10. That's a 4, make that a 0, make that a 10. That is 14. So this is my whole number, 4 whole days. How many left over? 14 hours. Okay. So on number 4, I know that you guys do not work with your standard clocks that often, an analog clock that often. I know that most of the clocks that you work with nowadays are digital, but I like to use a number line for these problems personally. So I want to show you how to do that, because sometimes doing this on a clock is more complicated for 5th graders in today's society versus using a number line. So if I start at something at 9:17 and I jump, elapsed time means time passed, 5 hours. So it's going to be 10:17, 11:17, 12:17, 1:17, 2:17. So I'm at 2:17, right? So the 5 hours I've jumped. Now I need to jump 18 minutes. So that means 17 plus 18 is 35. So that's 2:35. I personally like to use a number line, because what they're wanting you to do is to jump here, then here, then here, then here, then here, and then count up. But it's really hard to see the little lines on the clock. So I personally prefer to do a number line, and I do recommend that, as it is the easier way to solve these. Do I think it is an important life skill to know how to use an analog clock? Yes, it is. But for the sake of getting more problems correct, I think that the number line is the simpler way to do this for us for right now. So let's look at number 5. Start time. Say they're starting something, okay, at 11:38. Notice I'm writing it to the far left, because I'm going to be jumping to the right? Time's passing. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3 hours. So this is 12:38, 1:38, 2:38. Okay, and then now I took care of the 3 hours. Now I need to jump 10 minutes. So that is 2:48. And you look for my units that start in AM. We went past 12. That's PM. This one's a little more complicated. On the next one, we have our end time. So I'm going to put the end time back here. We ended something at 1:15. Okay, they spent 2 hours and 37 minutes. So I'm going to go back 12:15, 11:15. Okay, so that took care of the 2 hours. So then now I need to jump back 37 minutes. Well, if I jump back 15 minutes, I'm at 11 o'clock, right? What is 37 minus 15? 22. So now I need to jump back another 22 minutes. So I need to do 60 minus 22, because 60 is how many minutes there are in an hour. We're not subtracting from 100. We're always subtracting from 60 right now. So I need to regroup. That's 8, 3. So it's now something 38. It's not 11:38. It is 10:38. It is 10:38. So 10:38 was the time they started. And you can double check that by adding the 2 hours to it, and then adding the 37 minutes and seeing if you get 1:15. So there is a lot of work to show with this, but I think you guys will do awesome with this. This is something your parents should be able to help you with just a little bit, as time is something they're familiar with and whatnot. When you get problems like number 7, where it says 2 1/4 hours, you need to take that 60 minutes and times it by a fourth. That's 15 minutes. So this would be the same thing as 2:15. So, sorry, I tried to draw this with my mouse and I'm terrible at it, as you can see. All right, guys, let us know if you have any questions.